Independent journalists are in a state of dismay after a mystery body stepped in to halt their work. In recent days, members of the public around the world reacted to a call to finance real journalism. They, or I should say we, because I was one of the people who donated, altogether we happily and quickly donated more than $90,000 to the Grayzone, a group of independent journalists calling for fair coverage of all countries. Instead of the demonization of China and any other nations singled out to be painted as dystopias by the United States. But the fund was suddenly frozen with no payments made, it was revealed this week. GoFundMe said they had done this due to some external concerns. I wonder who these external people were. I think we can guess.
90,809. And tell me what happened.
Well, this was an incredible outpouring of grassroots support from people who watch this show. And GoFundMe has informed me like 9 days ago that due to some external concerns, they have frozen the funds. And I published that full email from someone named Sabrina, I don't even know her full name, at GoFundMe's ironically named Trust and Safety Team, telling me that they had frozen the funds and that they need to investigate further.
What are the crimes of the Grayzone and the other independent journalists who support it? Well, it correctly reported that the alleged genocide of millions of Uyghur Chinese citizens was a false narrative conjured up to demonize China. It correctly reported that the story of organ harvesting in China was fiction created by a Falun Gong group. It correctly reported, following a story this reporter published, that the alleged Chinese reporter Kong Tsung Gan of the Hong Kong Free Press was really a white guy in yellowface. As well as stories about China, the group has published hundreds of accurate news reports about incidents around the world, doing real journalism, instead of following the US State Department narratives obediently replicated by the mainstream media. Exclusion from the financial system as punishment for dissent has become one of the most insidious and unjust forms of dissent suppression in the West, but it's one that's being weaponized with greater and greater aggression, said Glenn Greenwald, one of the world's best-known independent journalists. This seems to be a part of a pattern where big tech and government entities heckle, harass and censor members of the Grayzone's team for the crime of doing investigative journalism, said Nico House, a popular social media personality. It's outrageous for GoFundMe to freeze the Grayzone News' fundraiser, said Jay Bhattacharya, a top professor at Stanford University. So there's been a big outcry from all sorts of people, as you can see. What does all this prove? Well, journalism is important. If the corporate media won't do it, someone else has to do it. That's you and me. We are the media now. Peace.